Hello, hello, hello. Hope we're looking right at the top of his head. That's all right. We'll scale ourselves back up here in just a second. There we go. Give us a down. Trying to get used to that kind of idea. People seem to, or a few of the people that watch this, and I know personally that I see, seem to think that this is kind of fun to see me kind of talking to you guys like this. And so we're gonna try this out for a little while, and I'll adjust. I'm not the most tech savvy guy, but I do adjust. There is something wrong with my eye, just so you know that. If anybody's just looking at like what is up with his eye, I have really bad allergies, and today is like a horribly bad day, so my eye is a little droopy looking. And so luckily we're gonna scale this back up the other way, so you don't have to look at it too terribly much. Anyway, so we got all that going for us. We also have this really magnificent piece we're working on. Really exciting. He's so big. I'll go ahead and scale that back down to where I'm kind of out of the way. Maybe let's move our arm. If we can. I don't know if I have enough slack. It's kind of hard to get a great shot of him from this way with him standing up. We're going to have to move him, take him back apart here in just a second, and we'll put him back down. But he is so big. Might be able to hold him. Kind of get an idea. Golly, he's huge. So, anyway, this is really, really neat. I've been pretty excited about getting to this piece because he is so cool. Gently take him off here. Here we go. So I don't actually have this lion put all the way together. He is in pieces, which is the way we want to, because we want to be able to paint underneath a lot of this stuff. So we're going to put that guy together kind of slowly over time. So for now, he's going to go over there. He is going to be probably part of the last things we do is paint the lion. There's a few little things we might need to do as far as some mill put work and stuff like that. So I might do that a little bit today too. I didn't put that in the doobly-doo. I probably should go back and edit that. And so if it says that later on and you watch it, then I did my job. And if not, I slacked. And whatever. Hopefully I don't slack. But we're all human and we all slack, and that's okay. I didn't stir up my coffee, so it's like black on the bottom and my creamers on the, or black on the top and my creamers on the bottom. So good thing about having all these skewers and stuff around is that you get to kind of do that. I still need to clean up from all that crazy sanding yesterday. We did a lot of filing yesterday. That's so much better. So much better when it's all mixed up. Okay, so we are going to take a look at. Get over here. We're going to take a look at some of these pictures of our guy here and try to get an idea of what we're looking at. He's very interesting. This lion is kind of ethereal. Now, I don't know that we'll be able to do that exactly, since it's kind of translating a little bit of the stuff behind him a little bit. So, but we can definitely get that pretty close. This is a great picture. This is more of like a fan art, which has that lion as like a pretty white lion. He's really nice, gorgeous look, and it's almost like a silver metal to his stuff, and this is more of a gold or bronze on our guy. Oof, he is huge. He's big in the game too. Big guy. Where'd that picture go? That one. Oh, that's a great picture. Okay, so if I could get it to stay, we'll just try and save it. That's what we should do. Get with the program, Pat. There we go. We'll save that one. That's a good one. We like this one too. So we'll save this one. That way we can come back to it. Usually I actually just Google it again. I usually just get to where I Google it 100 times, which is because there's so much stuff on my phone. I feel like I already have I'm getting close to using up all my stuff. Here's a weird looking one. I like that lion though. They got him all studded out. Kind of weird. Pretty kind of cool. This is a nice one. This one's more like a sketch of it, I suppose. Sketch and painting. That blue is beautiful. Yeah, and see, this one's got his armor lighter than his again. So that's a consistent deal. So his armor and the lion himself, they need to be that brighter. There's a nice, that's nice. We'll save that one. That's a good one. It looks a lot like this one that was up here. It might be the same picture. It is. It's just a close-up. I'm a goober. I'm kind of wondering what's on the back of that cloak. Let's see. Let's see, cloak. Maybe. There we go. Maybe not. That looks like that might be close to what we're actually seeing there. But it is frayed like this. And it is that double piece when you look at it. It's that double piece like that. Not precise. This isn't precisely the same, but it's close. That's pretty close. That one's nice. I like that one though. I wonder if we say Godfrey back view. You see it? Okay, it's just really hard to get a chance to see its cloak. We might just have to make up something. But I do like the idea of maybe doing some sort of a filigree. See, because like this plain blue just looks so boring. Let's look at 3D STLs. Godfrey Elden Ring STLs. Okay. This looks like it's the one we have. That's good, because now we can see what that other arm looks like. That's a good picture of it too. Yeah, he did a pretty good job of that one. We'll save that. I don't know that I'll go exactly these same colors, but I want to get, it'll be very close. There's the back. They didn't do anything on the back. So this guy says he's selling the whole Zippy Zoo for $7.99. Huh. I might just go and get that STL and print it myself. I'm gonna text Michael about that right now. Okay, well that's good. So like if we can if that's the file, we'll just get that file real quick and I'll just print another one. That'll make things a whole lot easier. Okay, so let's play some music. Today we are back on some White Bat Audio. They do a lot of really good stuff. You know, I really enjoy. For a limited time. I don't enjoy advertisements though, and man, YouTube loves their advertisements. One of these days, I'm gonna have advertisements on here, and then you know I'll watch it back and be like, oh man, they put an ad in my stuff, or maybe not. You got to have like a bunch of followers, subscribers, whatever that's called on this platform. Okay, so we definitely have some blues here. We know we're gonna need our Mars black and our white. We'll need those guys. Probably need our Payne's gray because you know I use that all the time. We got raw umber. Now these are that's my Trinity there. But those four probably on every palette. We got a lot of leather work, so we'll need some burnt sienna, or some burnt umber, and probably some either raw sienna or burnt sienna. More likely raw. So here's a raw sienna. That's a nice leather color. Oh yeah. Love I don't know why that amuses me so much. I like making it beat like a heart. I feel like doing that ever since I was a kid. Okay, so was that like an ultramarine blue? Definitely might start out as like an ultramarine on the bottom. It's pretty close. Might start out as an ultramarine and then transition into acrylion. Acrylion is another one of those weird. This is like a chemically made paint, but it simulates great colors that are normal. Like this is like a sky blue color. If you lighten it up, that might be the one we need for our highlights right there. And they work great together. Two different shades of blue. I'll take care of that. All right, man, his flesh work is great. Look at that. He's using metallic paint for sure here. This looks like a 3D render. This does not look like the model we have. See, like right there. that's funny. Michael responded. He said put it on his bill. Okay. Now we're going to need some metallics. Let's see, we'll need metallics. So we're back to bronze again. Lots and lots of bronze. These this company seems to love bronze, which of course I don't know what I did with. I'll have to find it later. Is that it? Yep. Okay. So bronze. Bam, we got that. And probably silver. Although I'm thinking we're going to have some undercoats on that lion. And we're not going to need that silver until a little bit later on down the road. Let's get another look at those boots. And that is definitely, this is definitely some sort of 3D rendered image of it prior to it being printed. And maybe not. Maybe they just did a really good job painting it. I don't know. So, this is all pretty much the same. Those are leather. That's rope. We'll need some Naples yellow and some terracotta brown there. And there's something right there. Just doesn't look right. It looks like they did something to make it. Maybe they printed it in clear resin. You can do that. You can print something like this in clear and then kind of do that. That is possible. Something really outstanding. If this is painted, he did such a great job. And it might be, man. Some people are that good. I'm gonna see if I can't up my skill level and get to this. Although it is taking it that's taking it a professional lighting and a professional place. Okay. Browns, whites, grays. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's get a hold of that Naples. Where'd it go? Put that out there. We'll need that. And the terracotta. Although he's super pale. You know what? We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. We're going to pull out the pale rose blush and the pink terracotta. So these are super close. So this is fun. So these are super close to each other. Some people might not even be able to see the difference. So one is much lighter or just slightly lighter than the other. And we can use those to kind of it'd be easier to tone him up and stuff like that. He's super pale. He's even paler than the last girl. And Melania was super pale. So, okay, we got all that part done. We got all that part done. Okay, so up there, to all our colors we're gonna need. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw a little gold in there because I feel like I'm gonna get bored with just all that bronze. I feel like that's gonna happen because I know myself. And I know how I am. 21 minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and quickly look at this and see what we need to do. This will be a little bit easier than the guy's belt. All that, doing that fur on that was not quite the easiest thing in the world. It's fun though. Alright, just a little dab of that and a little dab of this. We'll mix it up. And we're gonna go ahead. We gotta address some of these seams. They're not. Good morning, good morning. This statue is appropriate for today. Why is this statue appropriate for today? This Sir McBeardsley back with us again. It's always a pleasure to see you, sir. Thanks for stopping by. I gotta do a little bit of work on some of these gaps. Oh, Elden Ring releases today. Oh, sweet. Alright. I knew it was coming soon. I didn't know exactly what day it was gonna be. I knew it was coming soon though. So I'm glad I kinda like got there on time. That's awesome. That makes me super happy. Move all this stuff up and out of the way a little bit. Okay. Yeah, he's super cool too. The guy's huge. Our dude is huge, man. We got all that done over the last couple of builds. You can see where we had to finish out the fur to make it attach properly. Come back here. And all these parts. I'm gonna put these in the cups. Says, yeah, I have to wait till 5 p.m. to play it, and life has been busy. I'm so caught up. I'm caught up in these shows, but I have the day off today and tomorrow off. Cool. Well, I'm glad you're here to chill, my friend. Makes the things a lot more fun. We got people to hang out. Okay, so mill put's super easy. We're just gonna mix this up. There's just a couple places I think we may want to add some stuff to. So we're gonna put these arms in real quick. And see what we're looking at. So like some of that down in here is just a little bit open. It's not bad, and I don't know that we'll necessarily see it. But this one, when you come over on this side, you can see that this gap in here is a lot worse. So what we need to do here is we're gonna add that mill put to this section and kind of fill in some of this. And that's just to kind of make it overall have a better smoothness to the lines and catch the paint. It's going to catch in that way the paint. If we want to color in there, it's not just going to fall into the crack and then we lose all the paint trying to. I mean, you can't fill a gap with paint, no matter what your uncle told you. I mean, maybe if it's a tiny little crack, but it's still going to kind of have a little bit of a thing. So we're going to come right up here, and we're just going to secure that, and we're going to come back with a tool and push that in there. Okay, and we may not even need all this. Usually don't. Usually I put more. I do more than I need, and then I make a bunch of these little tiny weird pieces that I've been saving up for something that I don't know what for. And one of these days I'll figure it out. And I make this little shape out of them. It's really, I don't know. Now I'm talking too much about it. It's weird. So you're just trying to kind of fill this gap in. Now, if it starts to feel like it's getting too dry and it's not easy to work, you can always wet wet the tip of your. If you're using wood, it works out well. Metal, not quite so much, but wood will let you soak a little bit more water. And millput kind of likes water. You know what I mean? You don't want to get it too wet because then it gets like runny and soupy. But okay. And you just kind of, we're just going to fix this line, right? Be patient, take your time, and just work little bits at a time. It'll kind of help you get it to stay smoothed out. If you get ahead of yourself too much, you can end up going somewhere you don't need to be going. That's a lesson for life, everybody, right there. So yeah, super cool. I'm glad that the DLC is coming out today. I thought I had missed it. I thought I was still in the middle of making cats when it came out. So I'm super excited that we made it in time. I know a lot of people are very excited about it. I love the imagery of the game. Matter of fact, I like all the imagery from this company. But I am not very good at them. So I will probably watch my son play it. It's definitely more his deal. Now here, since we've got all this hair, what we might want to do, let's take a look here. Because see, we can make that look like another kind of a tendril of hair coming through there for us, and hide it so it doesn't look so much like a fix, and it starts to look more like, you know, a part of the model. And if you can do that, that's always the preference. If you can find a way to make it look like it was always supposed to be there, you know, it's always going to be better. And we get to cover up that big gap, because that gap on that side was big. The gap on the other side didn't seem so bad. And if you were here, if you were here yesterday, or you stopped by yesterday, you could have seen all the insanity we had to do to fix that one. To get these pieces together, we had to do a lot of sanding in here on these pegs to get it to come together right. Now, see, once we get back here, we don't really need it to necessarily continue. So somewhere about right there, we could probably take that off. We're going to be okay. Now we're in the complete back of the sculpture, underneath a deal. So we can kind of start pulling this to it and shape it. Sir McBeardley says it's received the highest review scores for a DLC ever by reviewers. It's also said to have as much content as the whole God of War game from 2018. It's huge. That is big. That's like a whole other game you're getting on a DLC. That's pretty cool. They have a timeline release scheduled. Fortunately, I won't have access to... Oh, interesting. So, like, what does that entail? Like, there's a timeline. So, what it kind of tell me what that means, because I don't necessarily know what that means. Yeah, remember, I spent like the most of the last couple of decades in the kitchen, so I definitely don't remember or know a lot about these DLCs and how all this works. All right, that's great, because that right there, guys, that's good stuff. Once that gets painted in, it's gonna look just like his hair, and that's what we want. And it's just going to cover that. It's going to cover that little gap for us. Now we might have to do a little work on this shoulder. Looks like we're going to be okay though. I think that thing's not quite. It's not quite sitting in there right. Okay. I thought we were done with all this. Here we go again. I spent like all day yesterday filing. Feels like we got something on the peg. It's not quite sitting there properly. So we'll just take it down just a hair. See if we can get a better fit. Gotta be careful not to do this over my coffee. Wouldn't want to do that. Okay. That's a little better. I feel like as long as we get a good pressure on it, we're going to be okay. I think with his crown, we'll be okay without having to do any more work. Alright, certain briefly says time zones. Oh, so each time zone has a different release time. Well, interesting. You can't just like VPN that and get cheated. Yeah, nothing like a little microplastic seasoning for the coffee. A little extra resin. Okay, so that's pretty cool. We're gonna set him off to the side. And let's see. Let's get our paint palette out here and ready to go. Oh. If you don't have a wet palette, I highly recommend these things. You don't necessarily need them. Not like for every application, they're not necessarily like always necessary, you know. But they do help. Here's my extra mill put, and this is the weird thing I do with them that I was talking incessantly about. I have like a little box full of these things. I don't know. It's just this weird little shape. See, I got other ones too. Maybe they're going to be some part of an alien landscape or something. Who knows? Just had a lot of... What is that? Some sort of detritus in my tray there. That is one thing. Make sure you don't have anything in them when you get started on these things. They will grow like molds and stuff if you do. If you do, I'll do it like this. It's fun. And let it sit and soak up. They soak pretty quickly. It's one of the reasons I always keep a lot of fresh water around here. So yeah, I'm super excited for to see what new characters they have. I know our patron will really be happy. He's pretty excited about the game. We'll see what he thinks about the DLC. I know after we get done with this guy, we're going to be straight on into Rani, which is going to be one of my favorites. She's a lot of blue. I love blue, so I'm excited to do that one. So it just takes a few moments to get it all soaked in. That water in. Kind of like I like pushing out the bubbles. It's fun. And these wet palettes they'll definitely extend your painting sessions. You'll be able to keep paint that you pour out will stay fresher longer. But they're not always like, they're not some sort of magic cure. It's not going to make you magically a better painter. It will make it to where your paints last longer and you're not running out, and your paints don't get as dry, which can help you not have so much clumpiness. If you have a tendency to, especially if you're, you know, if you're a newer and slower painter, these things can really, really help you to keep you from letting those paints dry out too much on you and keeping the texture the same. When you get better at painting, you kind of get better at keeping your paints the right consistency, just by the virtue of knowing how to work your consistencies. And this one comes with these fancy little things, but you can always make a make your own. You can make them by just buying a sponge and putting a piece of parchment on it. I've gotten better at putting these things down too as it goes. It's definitely better to start in the middle. I used to try to start at like the edges. Doesn't work. Go for the middle. And then straighten it out to the corners. There we go. Alrighty. So, let's see. Actually, I'm going to just go straight into that bronze. Let's get some paint on this guy. I want to get this armor section done on his front torso, because I just want to, okay? And it's my show. I can do what I want. Oh, all right. So we're gonna start working on this part here. I want to get this stuff done so that I'll be able to start getting. We've got to get that headpiece attached here, and the cloak and stuff. So if we can get this done and drying, then we'll be able to get into putting things together faster. So we're gonna do this and the legs first, and then we'll come back and attach the cloak and do all the work. Okay. So, ooh, and you know what? We're probably gonna need. We're gonna need like a chainmail for that, but we'll get to that in a minute. Alright, that top section is 100% bronze. I kind of like these morning shows. I feel like I'm a little bit more less worried about things because I'm not quite awake. So I'm more apt to be comical. By the afternoon, I've had a lot more coffee, so I'm a lot more like awake and cognizant of what's happening, and so I get too analytical. Okay, that is an awful lot of surface, so I'm going to go with our number 1 here. Well, actually, sorry, this is a number 4 from this company. I swear to God, different companies have different numbers. I'm just going to put a quick coat on here. Put a little bit of water in that paint to thin it down. I want to make sure we're getting inside our details. And we're going to come back with that wash later, but we really want to bring those out. A lot of people, you know, they don't use washes. Some people just because they don't like to do all that work, and some people because they'd rather do like metallic, non-metallics and stuff like that, which I would like absolutely dread trying to do that on this. This is it's a lot of gilding. Those the metallic, non-metallic on gilding that's a lot. Especially when it's small. Godfrey, let's see, Serge McBeardsley says, Godfrey has one of my favorite phase transitions ever. His transition into Horolux Warrior is super, super cool. How do you remember watching that? I don't know. So what is this lion thing on his back? I haven't actually looked this guy up yet, so I don't know all his little stuff. I know he's a big cool guy. And I'm gonna enjoy getting him all done up. I know that. And this is all unnecessary painting, so don't worry too much about it being perfect. This will all be covered up by that cloak. I'm just continuing it on because I do that. It's his companion. It's a companion. When transitioning, he absorbs the lion into him. Interesting. So, like, they become one. And then they go Megazord on you or something. Just trying to make sure we get right inside those creases. And remember, we're going to drop that. We'll drop that funk wash on there. And then we'll come back and do a bit of dry brush to pull this all out. So it doesn't have to be super powerful colored. We just want to make sure we get it in there. If it's a little thin of a coat, that is going to be okay for this purpose. We definitely don't want it thick. If you make thick coats, too many coats on something like this, then what will happen is all of your details will go away. That's why I like using that super thin primer and brushing it on, or using an airbrush, versus like a thicker primer, or even rattle cans sometimes can get a little thick because you don't really have control of how the paint is coming out of it or what's going to happen to it after it gets on the item. So I like having a little bit more control. And I used to go rattle cans, but Beardsley says it's super cool. He starts off fighting you with a giant battle axe. I have that. It's right here. Battle axe. With the lion on his back. But second phase, he absorbs the lion and starts to fight you furiously, or ferociously, barehanded. Ooh. And he goes all crazy, huh? It's the good stuff. Alright. So right there is where we're going to have to do that other transition. So I'm just going to, again, we're going to bring this up to it, and then we'll deal with it later. Oh, 45 minutes in. Nice. I like having paint on him. That's fun. Okay, let's see. This is definitely the model they were using. Alright, so some browns. That's brown, that's white. Can't really see what that is, but I'm going to assume it's the same as this. Now that's a sash though, so let's see. Where's a better look at that sash? Oh man, he doesn't look... If that's from the game, then they definitely made some changes. It's just a few to kind of... See, because you have to make some changes to break the copyright. And that's a much more silver color than that. That's bronze and gold. This is more like a silver. It's so hard to tell. There's like some red in there too. Okay. Alright. I know what we're gonna do. Okay, first things first, we need to figure out that sash. I'm such a pansy anymore with my fingers and hands. I'm getting arthritis, so like I definitely, if they give me any kind of trouble, I'm like, nah, I'm getting the pliers. I used to be, but like a lot tougher and like, I got it, I'll be fine. But I'm trying to protect my hands, you know. Like, no. It's alright. You're dang near out of black. Okay, there's the black, there's the white. We might need all these colors, maybe not today, but I'm going to start setting up this palette anyway. Oh, this tube of white is almost spent. That's exciting, to buy some more white soon. I don't know why that's exciting. It just is. I don't know why. The idea of buying new paint is exciting to me, but it is exciting in a very special way. A little heartburn. There it is. That one came off easy. Longer. I just threw it on the floor. And then burnt sienna, which is where we're trying to get to. I find these older tubes have a tendency to need more convincing than the newer ones. These are an older, like, metallic tube, like foil or something. A type of foil, not like tin foil. Okay. So all this is going to be our sash. Some sort of undercoat and sash pieces. He's got a lot of funky little bits of armor and stuff on him. This is definitely going to be another one of those to hit Cult of the Hidden Paint, or Society of the Hidden Paint. All that stuff in the back's going to get covered up by his cape. But it seems so weird to leave it unpainted, you know? Now it looks like his girdle may be a brown or a gray. Or a red even. Like in this picture, it looks like a maroon color. Same here. It's more like a maroon under there. Which I like that idea. So, we'll paint the rest of this leather stuff with this burnt umber as its undertone. We'll need to differentiate the sash somehow, so we'll want to actually add another color to that, maybe. We might darken it up or lighten it up. And we can also do that on the top color coats. So when we come back through here, we'll use our raw sienna, and here we can use just the burnt umber, and that'll give us a differentiation. For now, though, we'll just get it all covered in this one nice base. And since this is the base coat, you really want to make sure you're getting all the way down in the little crevices. Heck yeah, we had up to 8 people viewing it once today. That's pretty good for us. That's exciting. Yeah. Little bits at a time. We picked up another couple of members over the last couple of weeks too, which has been cool. If we can ever get to 250, I got a neat little giant we're gonna paint. Although he seems puny after painting all these guys. But it's an old Warhammer fantasy giant, and it's a lot of fun. I've had it forever. I got it in I think I got it in a box of miniatures I picked up somewhere. I know I had to strip it. When I found it, I was like, oh my god, I know what that is. Might have been at like a thrift store too. Every now and again, I get dragged to a thrift store and I can find interesting stuff. Found a blade to my mandolin at a thrift store in a box of junk. I was like, hey, that is a mandolin blade that I am missing. It's the blade that makes the juliennes on it. Mine had gotten broken. And I was gonna pay to have it replaced, but then I found one at the thrift store. So instead of paying like $40 or whatever Mafter wanted, because Mafter's always gonna want a lot of money, I only had to pay like, I don't know, I think I bought it for like 50 cents or something. It's ridiculous. Anyway, stories from the chef life. And we still use that all the time. Old Manny hangs in my kitchen. Every now and again we pull him out. I may be retired, but I still cook every now and again. But only for people I like. I don't have to cook for money anymore. It's kind of nice. I miss it, but it is still pretty nice. Oh, I definitely don't miss this stress. Oh. Kitchens will stress you out, man. And it's not even like the people you work with, it's the it's the pressure of getting it done right and fast and. They'll stress you out. That is for sure. Sir McBeardsley agrees. I thrived in it a lot of times. I'm really good at it, but it definitely feels good to get away from all that. Alright, now we're going to come through, make sure we got all it covered, make sure our strokes are clean. There we go. I like the idea of making that thing maroon. So it's like completely different on here. Maybe it isn't. Maybe they're pulling that over. See, because you don't see any of that in the other character. Huh. Well, we got some choices to make. Some interesting choices. I like the idea of bringing some red in. It's gotta be the right kind. It's gotta be set up right. Yeah. Go with a crimson. That's that alizarin crimson hue. We're gonna at least do. We're gonna at least do this section. This may look good, like as a Payne's gray, like dark. Yeah, I'm digging that. Make sure you're coming through there. You don't want the paint to pool up in that, so Keep pulling that on through. I don't know what that is. Something weird hanging out in the paint or something. Just kind of keep working through. Pull it on through that stuff. I said don't let it pool in your filigree. Your trim, edging, whatever you want to call it, to our little cloak here. There's definitely an art to matching paint colors, so I understand why people. Ooh, that over there. I understand why people buy multiple different tones of paint, so you don't have to kind of keep trying to match tones and colors. It can get really tedious, especially if you're painting like armies after. Like you get half your army done in one time, and then you get another one done in another. Sometimes it's better not to have to bother with trying to figure out how you mixed that paint last time. But I kind of like mixing my own colors, which is probably why I do it. I also kind of like that having. When it comes down to my armies and my units and things I use for my games and stuff, I kind of like them looking a little bit different. I kind of like it to be like, oh no, those are veterans. That's why their color's a little different, because the new guys have the new uniform, so they have different colors, even though it's close to the same. Because sometimes you can't match things perfectly, even if you're really good at it. So you can get that subtle variation. And I like it. I find it charming, but not everybody does. And I get that. Something like this is easy. I can get this mixed up and done. Just like you watched me do it. So you see how fast it happens. It's already there to kind of match the color on the palette. It does make it a lot easier. So I definitely recommend, if you are going to mix colors for things, try to get everything done in that color before you shut down for the day. That way you don't have to try and remix it after it's had a chance to set. Because like I've said before, paints kind of change their colors a little bit as they set up.
Like I just missed her.
Golly, Tom Brady. Glad you're still making money, guy. You gotta wonder how long that contract is, how much money they're paying our guy there. It's a whole lot easier to like Tom Brady, though, now that he's not playing football. You know. Oh, man. We jumped over an hour without me paying any attention. That's what that commercial was. We had hit an hour. Wow. All right then. Here we get a little bit darker because we're underneath, so I'm just using up this paint real fast just to kind of get this started. We'll probably end up throwing some black in here too before it's all said and done. Maybe not today. And we still got lots to do with this stuff. We're gonna put some other colors on there, some highlights and some washes, and lowlights, highlights, Miller's High Life. Alright, I'm gonna get this paint used up, and then we're gonna let that sit for the day. But we've got a pretty good start, and that is awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and sign out for the day. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. Great to have you back. Shy, it was awesome to talk to you. And thanks for everybody else who came by. We had several viewers come by today. And we really appreciate everybody who does stop in and see us and give us that support. So, yeah, you got it, brother. Yeah, thanks for coming. Really appreciate you guys. It was a lot of fun. We did get quite a ways on the beginning parts of this, which is awesome. So he's so big. So we're gonna tomorrow. We're gonna probably start finishing this base coats, get to our legs base coats, and then it's onward and upward. So awesome. Come back and see us. If you liked what we did, give us likes, give us subscribes. Thank you to all the folks that watch us after the live. I know a lot of people come back and watch after, so thanks for that. And that's about it. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.